Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting and watching another video. I have a lot on my list. I have a lot that I want to watch, but there's a few that I for sure want to get to. Why am I saying where's head coming from? I don't know. Listen. Sometimes my mind wanders, okay? Anyways, I think for today's video, we should watch how Indian cement cartel is destroying Indian infrastructure. That sounds fun. Okay, the link to this video will be in the description down below. So if you want to watch it without my commentary, please go to the channel via the link and give the video a watch. So yeah, how Indian cement cartel is destroying Indian infrastructure. Well, I know of JK Cement. I think there's like a Star Cement. And then there's my favorite, of course, Abuja. Is it Abuja? Abuja Cement. That's the like the Soviet era art inspired one with like the big muscular men. I think that's really cool. I like Abuja Cement. I'm pretty sure it's Abuja. I'm sure that they'll talk about it here. I see these cement companies plastered all over the place. So I play a lot of Geoguessr, specifically Geoguessr India, and it just feels like on the sides of like people's houses or like businesses, there's giant advertisements for cement companies. So I like to see them. All right, I like the Abuja cement. The art's great. Um, Anyways, the Indian cement industry has often been accused of cartelization, where major producers allegedly collude to fix prices and control supply. I can see that. So I know, like, with India, it's a rapidly developing country, right? There's a lot of infrastructure being worked on. There's a lot of buildings. There's a lot of roads being worked on. So there's a lot of these companies that basically sprung up and are very profitable, right? And so it makes sense that if there's no oversight, then this collusion could happen, right? Such practices significantly hinder infrastructure development by inflating construction costs and creating artificial shortages of essential materials. Elevated cement prices directly escalate the expenses of infrastructure projects like roads, bridges, and housing, leading to budget overruns and delays. Additionally, artificial supply shortages caused by limited production disrupt the timely availability of cement, further hampering ongoing projects and deterring new investments. These issues not only strain public resources, but also impede economic growth by delaying project benefits and reducing employment opportunities. The Competition Commissions of India. Corruption Commission of India would be a vastly different thing, has penalized cement companies for anti-competitive practices such as 6,300 crore fine imposed on 11 firms in 2012. That doesn't seem like a lot, right? For price fixing and supply manipulation. However, concerns persist about reoccurring cartel-like behaviors, emphasizing the need for stricter enforcement and vigilant oversight to ensure the integrity of India's infrastructure developments. Basically what I just talked about, right? So yeah, Powertrain. I've watched one other Powertrain video before. It was a good channel. It was a good channel. So yeah, link to this video is in the description down below. And again, the reason I'm watching this is because I see a lot of cement advertisements when I play Geoguessr. So I feel like it's like when I think of India, one of the first things I think of is like the cement or like the rebar companies that I see like plastered on the side of buildings. So this is an interesting little video. Well, without further ado, let's get into it, yeah?
जब आप कार्टेल ये शब्द सुनते हो तो आपके
YouTube. Why are you the way that you are, YouTube? Can you not? It always resets the size. I can't with YouTube, man. I just can't.
मन में शायद इमेजेस बन रही होगी वो नेटफ्लिक्स सीरीज वाली जहाँ पर जंगलों के बीच में कोई गुंडों का एक गैंग जो है वो बहुत ज्यादा इलीगल काम वगैरह करता है, लेकिन मल्टी बिलियन डॉलर इंडस्ट्री भी कार्टेल्स बनाती है।
The subtitles are super far off.
चाहे वो फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री के अंदर हो, चाहे वो टेक के अंदर हो, या फिर कमोडिटीज में, लेकिन भारत के अंदर कुछ ऐसी इंडस्ट्रीज ने कार्टेल बना रखा है जो भारत के अंदर सबसे ज्यादा ग्रोथ नेसेसरी होने वाले सेक्टर के अंदर एक बहुत बड़ा ऑब्स्टेकल बन रही है। ये स्टेटमेंट सुनो नितिन गडकरी जी का।
Actually, I feel that this is a cartel by some big people are doing in cement and steel.
यहाँ पर बहुत रेयर एक चीज हुई है, कोई मिनिस्टर सीधे सीधे किसी देश की इतनी जरूरी इंडस्ट्री का नाम नहीं लेता, जब पानी सर के ऊपर चला जाता है तब जाकर ऐसे स्टेटमेंट्स मिलते हैं। लेकिन ये क्या कार्टेलाइजेशन हो रहा है, क्या इस चीज का सिग्निफिकेंस है और ये कितने बुरी तरीके से इंडिया को अफेक्ट कर रहा है, चलिए समझते हैं। दोस्तों, कोई भी जब वैल्यू चेन होती है किसी भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इकोनॉमी के अंदर, तो जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऐड होती है वो एंड प्रोडक्ट के बनने के बाद होती है। यानी कि अगर कोई प्लास्टिक का खिलौना
So before we get into it, man, another reason that I'm interested in this is because I did work as a office manager for a construction company before. So I've done things where like I've contacted these different companies and ordered different supplies, and typically we'd set up these bidding things, and we'd go with the best bid. So I know about all that. So that's another reason why I am interested in this video. It's just fascinating to me, like just seeing the perspective from like a different country, because it's not something that you typically see, right? You don't really see the perspective of a different company or a different country. Okay, so anyways, sorry, I just wanted to input that before we got too deep into the video.
होती है वो एंड प्रोडक्ट के बनने के बाद होती है। यानी कि अगर कोई प्लास्टिक का खिलौना बन रहा है तो जो पेट्रोकेमिकल रिफाइनरिंग होगी, कई सारे केमिकल्स लगेंगे, वहां पे एक मोल्ड मैन्युफैक्चरर होगा, कई सारे दूसरी मशीन्स लगेंगे। ये सब चीजें धीरे धीरे वैल्यू ऐड करती है, लेकिन जब फाइनली इन चीजों का इस्तेमाल करते हुए खिलौना बनता है तब जाकर
So plastic toys, typically like the big toy company here in the US is Hasbro, and they've been kind of going downhill lately. Like plastic toys really aren't a thing anymore. It's just, I don't know, kids are too into electronics, I guess. The game consoles, the tablets, computers, phones. Like these plastic toys are almost a thing of the past, to be real honest with you.
एक फाइनल प्रोडक्ट की
Here in
सबसे
the
ज्यादा
US.
कीमत
Oh, no, okay. Dog toys. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
है। तो
Anyways.
कच्चा प्लास्टिक हो सकता है काफी सस्ता हो, लेकिन फाइनल प्रोडक्ट जो है, क्योंकि उसकी कोई यूटिलिटी है तो काफी महंगा बेचा जा सकता है। लेकिन
Yeah, so he's just explaining, the different ways of going about, acquiring different things to get to the final
वो
products.
कंपनीज ये रॉ मटेरियल्स बनाती है, कमोडिटीज बनाती है, जो आप कहीं पर भी देख सकते हो। उन इंडस्ट्रीज का एक्चुअल में होता है सबसे बड़ा दबदबा, और ये इतने ज्यादा बड़े इंडस्ट्रीज होते हैं सेटअप करने के लिए कि यहाँ पे छोटे मोटे प्लेयर्स की एंट्री तो ना के बराबर होने की संभावना है। इन्हीं में से आती है हमारी मेटल्स की इंडस्ट्रीज, हमारे सीमेंट इंडस्ट्रीज, गिन चुन के कुछ प्लेयर्स होते हैं, वो सब मिलके एक दूसरे से बात करते हैं।
Is there like significant proof? I'm sure he'll talk about it in the video, but is there significant proof that these guys are colluding? These different companies are colluding to increase the base material price of the raw material? I mean, other than the 2012 price fixing thing.
बिलियन डॉलर
I'm just
वैल्यूएशन वाली
rambling here,
कंपनीज
right?
होती
I'm
है,
just
तो यहाँ पर
rambling.
स्वाभाविक बनता है कि इंडस्ट्री कोऑर्डिनेशन के साथ में चलती है। अब देखो, भारत की इकोनॉमी जो है वन ऑफ द फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग है, और हम पूरे दुनिया के अंदर वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट स्पेंडर्स बन गए हैं इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में। और इंफ्रा के अंदर कोई दो मटेरियल्स की सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत पड़ती है, तो वो है स्टील और सीमेंट। अब हो ये रहा है कि भारत की कंपनीज बहुत ही ज्यादा अच्छे से कोऑर्डिनेशन करके एक दूसरे से भाव करके रेट
Is it JK
फॉर
Steel?
एग्जांपल चाइना में तकरीबन एक
Or JK
सीमेंट बैग
Cement?
जो
I don't
है
remember
वो
what the company's
200 रुपीज का आता है, जबकि भारत में वही बैग जो है वो 450 to 600 रुपीज की कीमत पर बेचा जा रहा है। और यहाँ पर मैं बैग्स की बात कर रहा हूँ, अगर आप पर टन या पर क्विंटल के हिसाब से बात करो, जो कि आरएमसी प्लांट्स में जाने वाला सीमेंट है, तो वहाँ पे प्राइस डिफरेंस और भी ज्यादा मैसिव है। लेकिन फिर यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक प्रॉब्लम सामने नजर आता है, वो ये है इसके वजह सरकार को बहुत महंगा पड़ रहा होगा सब चीज बनाने, वो तो है, और इसके बारे में बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे। लेकिन पहले ये समझ लो कि ये कार्टलाइजेशन होता कैसे है। देखो, सीमेंट के बारे में स्पेसिफिकली बात करता हूँ। भारत की सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री में कुछ ही बड़े प्लेयर्स है, 60% मार्केट वो अकेले ही लेकर
There's 60 cement companies. Wow, and I think I only really recall seeing like 3, maybe 4 different companies.
चलते हैं। और इसीलिए अगर वो डिसाइड कर ले कि उनको इस प्राइस पे ही सीमेंट बेचना है, तो वो मिलके इसी प्राइस पे बेचेंगे, कोई भी नीचे भी नहीं जाएगा। ये काइंड ऑफ ऑटो रिक्शा की तरह है। आप जानते हो कि ऑटो रिक्शा जो है, इससे कम पैसे में वहां पे जाने के लिए किफायती पड़ सकती है ऑटो वाले को भी, आपको भी। लेकिन अगर सारे ऑटो वालों ने मिलकर डिसाइड किया एक पर्टिकुलर रेट, तो उस रेट के नीचे कोई जाएगा नहीं। ये वही बिलियंस के लेवल पे हो रहा है। इसका जैसे हमारे हाउसिंग प्रोजेक्ट
Yeah, but when it comes to like the auto rickshaw, that's almost you would think of that as almost as a standard because it's a service, right? You would almost expect to want to pay more for a service, but with this, it's like it's a raw material good. You're not actually getting anything other than the material, so that's when it becomes bad.
रोड्स, ब्रिजेस, सबकी कॉस्ट बढ़ रही है, टैक्स पेयर को पड़ रही है, होम बायर को पड़ रही है, और इकोनॉमी के अंदर इस वजह से एक फ्रिक्शन आ रहा है, क्योंकि ज्यादा तेजी से काम कुछ हो सकता है, ज्यादा नंबर में काम हो सकते हैं, इस चक्कर में नहीं हो पा रहे। स्मार्ट सिटी मिशन हो गया, गोल्डन क्वाड्रिलेटरल हो गया, भारत माला हो गया, सागर माला हो गया, कई सारे NHAI के एक्सप्रेसवे प्रोजेक्ट्स हो गए, ये बहुत मेजरली इसकी वजह से इफेक्ट हुए हैं। इसकी वजह से डिलेज होते हैं, क्वालिटी में इश्यूज आते हैं, और प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स का डिस्करेजमेंट मिलता है। अभी
It's
यहाँ
gonna
पे
be it's,
गवर्नमेंट
it's gonna be very interesting when these highways are fully built up and they've been mapped via Google for Geoguessr. That's going to be very interesting. I wonder how the God that'll make geoguessing way easier. I did a round of no movement Geoguessr today on my Geoguessr channel, and yeah, it was rough. We were just placed bam on like a dirt road sometimes, facing nothing, and it's like, oh God. I don't know what I'm rambling about, man. I'm sorry. It's just one of those days, you know?
है। अभी यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट कर क्या रही है फिर इस कार्टेल को तोड़ने के लिए? देखो, कॉम्पिटिशन ऑफ कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया ने एंटी कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रैक्टिसेस के लिए 2016 में ही बैरियर्स लगाए थे, इनके ऊपर पेनल्टीज लगाई थी बहुत बड़ी, 6000 करोड़ से ज्यादा की, लेकिन ये लोग बाद में कोर्ट गए और उसके असर अभी स्टे लगा हुआ है, तो कभी वो पेनल्टी मिल नहीं पाई। गवर्नमेंट ने ऑल्टरनेटिव मार्केट्स की तलाश भी की जहां पर बाहर से सीमेंट वगैरह आने देने की कोशिश की गई थी, लेकिन फिर भी यहाँ पर ये जो बड़े बड़े फाइन्स वगैरह है, ये बड़े बड़े कंपनीज को कुछ ज्यादा बड़े इश्यूज की तरह फेस
I can tell. I can tell the subtitles are wrong, but I feel like I can almost understand what he's basically saying.
नहीं करते। लेकिन यहाँ पर अडानी का एक्विजिशन
Yeah, so the fines aren't a big issue for these companies. So you'd have to do something drastic, right?
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। अडानी आप जानते ही होंगे, आप सच कहो या झूठ कहो, ये सरकार के लिए एक बहुत स्ट्रेटेजिक कंपनी है। अडानी ग्रुप ने रिसेंट ईयर में बड़े बड़े लेवल पे, फिर चाहे वो जबरदस्ती हो या प्यार दुलार से, ये बड़े सीमेंट कंपनीज को खरीदना शुरू कर दिया।
So he's buying up Abuja Cement. Oh, ACC. Yeah, I remember ACC. Listen, I love the Abuja Cement. Look at this man. It is like it's like Soviet artwork. It's so cool. It's like old Soviet like propaganda art. I love it, dude. And he's freaking hugging a building. Man, Abuja Cement, man. That's you know what? I endorse Abuja Cement. Just based off of this.
ACC इन सीमेंट्स मैन्युफैक्चरर्स को खरीदने की वजह से आज वो देश के सेकंड सबसे बड़े सीमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरर बन गए हैं, और इसके वजह से कंपटीशन जो है काइंड ऑफ कंसोलिडेट हुआ है। अब फिलहाल तो इसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा फायदा हुआ है, क्योंकि एक टाइम था जब 650 की बैच तकरीबन 800 तक भी पहुंच के आई है, लेकिन अभी करेंटली ज्यादा डिफरेंस जो है वो चाइना इंडिया के रेट्स में या ग्लोबल इंडिया के रेट्स में बचा नहीं है इस चक्कर में। लेकिन आगे जाकर यही चीज इंडिया के लिए भारी भी पड़ सकती है, क्योंकि सीमेंट एक काफी ज्यादा कॉमोडिटी प्रोडक्ट है और उसकी जरूरत कभी भी बहुत ज्यादा लेवल पे पड़ सकती है, और देश के पास में उसकी एक बूमिंग इंडस्ट्री होना तैयार है। अब गवर्नमेंट इसको एड्रेस किस तरीके से करना चाहती है? देखो, कंपटीशन कमीशन जो है वो हेल्दी कंपटीशन प्रमोट करती है, लेकिन इसके वजह से गवर्नमेंट चाहती है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा ऑल्टरनेटिव्स डेवलप हो, ताकि डिपेंडेंसी इन 10-12 कंपनी से कम हो सके और ग्रीड जो है ओवरटेक चीजों को कर ना सके। लेकिन फिलहाल ये देश की सत्यता है, और ये सीमेंट स्टील के अंदर तो पॉलिटिशियंस के मुंह से निकल गया। कई इंडस्ट्रीज ऐसी है जहाँ पर कैपिटलाइजेशन होता है आज भी देश में बड़े लेवल पर, और दुनिया भर में होता है। हमारे यहाँ पे तो कुछ कुछ इंडस्ट्री में नहीं होता है, बाहर तो बाकी सब इंडस्ट्रीज में भी होता है। उम्मीद करते हैं ये वीडियो आपको अच्छी लगी होगी। कैसे लगी
The video is already over.
जरूर बताना, मिलेंगे अगले वीडियो में।
The video's already over. I feel like this video, I wanted to learn even more. Maybe I know this channel does like these shorter videos, but I feel like I want to know a little bit more. And it didn't really go into a much detail. I'll be honest with you. Like, I felt like it needed even more, you know? I feel like it needed even more. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to read that. Okay. Well, we'll read some of the comments. I do want to check out the comments. And then I might do a little Google sleuthing and see what I can find, yeah? Government should bring a PSU and cement in these types of industry cartels. Agree? PSU. The government is someone better than PSU, i.e. Adani. He's motivated, efficient, and understanding government. Doesn't translate. Okay. Everyone could see Adani Cement acquisition of ACC and Abuja Cement would be terrible for competition, but they still allowed it to happen. At least it seems like the government has finally woken up, acknowledged their mistake, and the CCI did just block Hotstar and Geo Cinema deal earlier this year. Hope they don't back down and that somebody strengthens them to go after these cartels. Yeah, these like when you like start when all these different companies start buying out all these smaller companies, and then just leads to like monopolization, which is just as bad as basically a cartel, right? Second, the steel cartel lobbies the government so bad for protective tariffs because China is dumping steel, but India has some of the most expensive steel in the world, not just ahead of China, but also ahead of developed countries like US and or UK. So it's clearly a bigger problem of Indian steel being uncompetitive rather than China dumping steel at artificial low prices. Well, the reason why Chinese steel is such a low price is because it's bad quality, right? Have you looked at what they do? Like their whole building infrastructure is basically known as tofu drag. Like their buildings collapse. Their products they cut corners, right, when it comes to their building products, which is not a good thing. I'm just gonna move on from that. Double bull cement. What? Which is cheapest? Abuja 330. Government could allow import of cement from China for a short time. I don't think you want to do that, right? You don't want to do that. I don't think that's a good idea. The quality of Chinese cement is famous on reels. Cement is an industry that is essentially for infrastructure development, and you don't want dependency on China. Yeah, exactly. You don't want Chinese building products. Um Totally disagree with the pricing of cement bags. In North India, you can get cement bags as low as 305, 310 per bag for PPC cement, or the OPC cement. You can easily get it under 350 to 360 from India's second largest cement company. Plus, for the steel sector, it is high time for the government to recognize various large scale companies with integrated steel plants producing steel products with the same process and quality assurance to allow them to be used in government department and other projects so the cartel of big companies can be challenged. Um, Brother, early houses made out of lime lasted 200 to 300 years with ease, and today's cement houses last 100 years with difficulty. You need good quality cement. What brand cement is the best? Abuja cement, obviously. Wonder Cement, JK Cement, MP Birla. I've seen all these. Nirma Dalmia is not part of this cartel, so don't worry. I've seen JK Cement. I've seen JK Cement. I said JK Cement at the start, didn't I? Just enforce anti-monopoly laws. That's what you have to have stronger anti-monopoly laws. For sure. You got to give them big fines as well. Like, if a company's making a lot of money and you just give them a tiny little fine, they're just going to keep doing it and just continuously pay the fine, right? Like, there has to be some sort of like, I don't, government overreach is kind of like a negative thing, but when it comes to like protecting, you know, the citizens, you kind of need it, right? If such cartel is created in China, then the CEO will go John Cena mode. Bing shilling, bing shilling, bing chilling. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. Um, I stand with Israel. Oh, that has nothing to do with this. Okay. Adani cement quality is poor. Maybe we have to use Burla Ultratech cements. Hmm. India market is not free and fair market. YouTube algorithm. Tell Dhruv Radhi Adani is good for India. Tell Dhruv Radhi. Why is he brought up everywhere? I feel like I read his name all the time, right? That's all the comments, by the way. Okay. Um, I understood the video for the most part. The auto subtitles are a big hindrance when it comes to these videos. It's unfortunate, but I feel like I understood the video for, based off of what he was saying, the few words that I could understand, and then of course reading this thing here. I don't know. I guess I just don't know. I just don't know enough. I'm gonna read some Google. The investigation report issued last month, seen by Reuters, is the penultimate but most significant stage of Competition Commission of India probe that started in 2019, the cartelization of Indian cement industry. Antitrust report. New Delhi. Swiss giant Holcim India Units and more than a dozen other cement manufacturers colluded to raise prices and restrict supplies for years, which included regularly inspecting one another to ensure there was no breach in agreements, according to a federal antitrust probe. The investigation arm of the Competition Commission of India has held two top leadership, CEOs or managing directors of Holcim Units, ACC, and Ambuja market leader Ultratech, and 17 other firms such as Shree Cement, Dalmia Cement, liable for antitrust violations. The investigation report issued last month, seen by Reuters, is the penultimate but most significant stage of the CCI probe that started in 20... This is a lot of they're just doubling up the words here. Right? Am I going crazy? The report, which is not public, will now be reviewed by CCI's top 3 officials who have powers to impose fines. Potentially, the cement giants could be fined millions of dollars. Together, the 20 companies control more than 3/4 of the 500 million ton installed cement capacity in India, the world's second largest producer after China. The report, just 20 companies own 3/4. The report said executives of the companies discussed coordinating price hikes in Zoom calls. Zoom. Who uses Zoom? Come on. If you're using Zoom, you're a boomer. An in-person meeting. There you go. And at company guest house with some official using personal mail to communicate with rivals. WhatsApp messages was also extensively used. That's funny. They're sending snail mail and WhatsApp text messages. I mean, WhatsApp is backdoor encrypted, or it's message-to-message encryption. So, one company, the official WhatsApp message cited in the report, said the forum of companies had agreed to gradually raise cement prices in some regions by 5 to 10 rupees. Senior executives, including from Holcim, ACC, and Ultratech, were assigned as the coordinator for various states. Price will go up in each week by equal amounts, the message said. The message did not give details, but typically cement is sold in 50-kilogram bags to retail consumers, and the cost is between 350 to 450 rupees per bag, depending on the location and grade of cement. CCI did not respond to a request for comments. Holcim said in a statement that Indian companies are managing this matter responsibly, and we expect them to continue to do so accordingly. Okay. These companies declined to comment, while Shree Cement and Dalma Cement did not respond. I mean, that's the same thing as declining to comment, right? Well, I guess they said no comment, while these two companies said they just didn't say anything. India's Adani Group, which entered into a proposal of $10.5 billion with Holcim in May to acquire its India business, also did not respond. Cement producer is a lucrative business in India, booming economy, with high demand, especially from rural housing and infrastructure firms. Okay. What is this? We sometimes pass the higher cost to consume, said the official who declined to name, yada yada. 50,000 bags a month. Wow. Official Pavers Black Blocks Manufacturer Association, whose member will sell concrete paving blocks. Concrete paving blocks. I've seen people take bags of cement and just throw them out in like a pattern and then get them wet so they form up and harden, right? And then you have, it doesn't last, right? It doesn't last, but it's like a cool little, cement, almost like a brick layout. In the 2016 ruling, the CCI said the Manufacturers Association helped companies collude. Oh, here, hold on. Cement companies have been accused of price fixing for over a decade. In 2016, the CCI imposed an $800 million fine on 10 companies for fixing prices. See, $800 million is not enough. You need to have a higher fine. Now, if this was $800 million per company, that would be something, right? But if it's $800 million spread between 10 different companies, that's not going to be anything. That's hardly anything. Including the Holcim units and Ultratech, but this decision has been challenged since then at the Supreme Court. So they haven't even paid their fine yet because it's been challenged at the Supreme Court. And if you go back up here, like right here, India's Adani Group, which entered into a proposal of $10.5 billion. That's just a proposal to acquire some of the India cement company there. It's like 800 million is nothing. In the 2016 ruling, the CCI, and you know what? Even if they had to pay the 800 million, I'm sure that these companies would do something in some sort of way to like get it written off on taxes or something, right? In 2016 ruling, the CCI has said the Manufacturers Association helped companies collude and ordered it to disengage and disassociate itself from collecting prices or production-related details. All right. Although cement prices vary across India, CCI report showed they moved in the same direction. In Kolkata and Patna in the eastern India, for example, cement bags fell for several months until January 2021 to reach 300 rupees and 350 rupees respectively. Then they rose in tandem over 4 months to touch 360 and 390 before easing again. Interesting. Okay. All right. I think we get the idea from this. Yeah. Okay. So this is an analysis of Hildeberg Cement India Limited. I don't think I'm going to read through this, but there's like timelines, observations, responses with these tables in here, fiscal year, dates and numbers, annual reports for all the way back in 2009, 2011, 2013, 2016, 2017, 2018. Wow. This is a pretty like hidden detailed report. I don't think I'm going to read into this. But I'll post a link to this. There's even like graphs. So this the analysis series is an attempt to share with all readers our inputs to the company analysis. Submitted readers ask your queries. In order to benefit the maximum from this article, investors should focus on the process of analysis instead of looking for good or bad aspects of the company. She should learn the interpretation of different types of data. Okay. It's just an analysis of this company here. Interesting. Okay. Here is a more recent article from the Times of India. Cement cartel monopoly. Gotta love these ads, dude. What is going on? Oh my god. Look at these ads. What? My ad block isn't even working, dude. It blocks some. It blocks some ads, but it's like it's not working. Well, it's fine. We'll just ignore the ads. Yeah. What is this? Cement cartel monopoly. MP raises price hike concerns. Senior BJP leader recently selected. Oh, yeah, him. Okay. Voiced strong objections over the recent sudden hike in cement prices. Letter addressed to CM, Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs. Competition Commission of India, Argwala alleged that there was a cartel reformed for the cement companies in Chhattisgarh, and the price of cement has suddenly increased by 50 rupees per sack. Wow. Demanding a rollback in the price, Argwala said that it was a disturbing trend by cement companies heading towards monopolistic practices as the local cement prices soared despite Chhattisgarh's being a state-rich mineral resource, including iron, coal, and energy. Cement companies in Chhattisgarh benefit from the abundant resources and cheap labor, yet they have chosen to impose a heavy financial burden on the people by raising prices dramatically. The recent price hike seen cement costs jump from 260 rupees to 310 rupees per bag within a single day. Wow, that is a huge jump up in a single day. They weren't even being subtle with it. They're like, yeah, raise it up now. And all the companies jumped up 50 rupees, huh? That's it for this article. He urged the government to take stringent action against the cement companies. Man. Okay. Well, we'll just end this off with taking a look at some Abuja cement. Ambuja cement. I love the look of it, man. The art is great. It's like very Soviet-esque, right? I mean, look at this. I didn't even realize he was like full on like hugging the building like this. Yeah, most advertisements I see kind of look like this, where it like yeah, it kind of looks like this, where it's like it cuts off before the arm. Hmm, interesting. Interesting. Look at that. Very interesting.